day guys, nice to have you here. Today we will have another featured gameplay, and same as always, we will have this gameplay reviewed, discuss some tips, tricks and strategies in order for you to improve how you play Mobile Legends. With that being said, I give my shoutouts to Nikki Bros. Thank you for sending this gameplay. You're awesome. As a tank support, it's important for you to ensure your allies have the protection they need. Always remember that your mission is to help them snowball or earn a lot of gold and experience. Avoid running aimlessly around the battlefield. Instead, same as Nikki, provide vision to your allies and intercept attackers, and if possible or if you are capable, orchestrate ganks. Allow me to discuss some of the key areas you should guard or camp for your allies. Obviously, the good vision control or guarding spots for providing, well, vision are also the ideal camping spots for orchestrating a gank. Knowing and understanding how to take advantage of these areas will prove useful, especially on the early game, which is, as a lot of us know, very important for having a solid foundation, which can in most cases help a team secure victory. For the side lanes, these two bushes are very critical. Not only is it a great spot for luring the opposing side laner, it's also a good spot for attempting to steal an objective, assuming that the Lord or Turtle spawns in that area. Also, this is a great spot for heroes with dash or blink skills that may attempt to turret dive the side laner. Try not to get spotted by the enemy while heading towards these spots. Them not knowing where you are will lessen their success of ganking the side laner or staying alive in case they take the bait prepared for them. And as for the side laner, if you don't have any allies providing vision in these two locations, be extra cautious and if necessary, stay away from those bushes. For the mid laner, obviously the bushes on the river are ideal camping and guarding spots. There is, however, one more area that some people doesn't utilize too much, mainly because of how risky it is, and it is this spot right here. This is best once again for heroes with long enough blink or dash skills that can turret dive the mid laner. For the mid laner, if a lot of the enemies are missing, especially if they have heroes with long range blink or dash skills, I recommend watching out for that spot in addition to the spots on the river. On the latter parts of the game, especially when your team is leading, this can be a good camping spot for taking down enemies trying to take the purple buff. These bushes, on the other hand, are good entry points for disrupting the enemies, especially on the early game. It's best utilized by heroes such as Franco for pulling out the purple buff away from its zone, which will replenish its HP, thus making things difficult for the enemy jungler. Due to its close proximity to the Cyclone Eye, it can also be an excellent means of stealing major objectives such as the Turtle and the Lord, which also makes it a good area to provide additional vision in order to prevent such objectives from getting stolen. There are a lot of other areas you have to watch out for, but in my opinion, these are the most important ones due to their relevance from the beginning until the latter parts of the game. Outstanding map awareness. Remember guys, this is one trait you should always have with you regardless of role, hero, and regardless of the situation. Check your minimap as frequent as possible, or at least every 5 seconds. Doing so will allow you to execute such ganks. Also, when you execute such ganks, just like Nikki, try not to take the kill and let your allies have it. Remember, your job as a tank support is to make your allies look good and help them snowball. Again guys, map awareness is key. Think of the tank support as the defensive version of a jungler. Keep moving and prioritize objectives, but unlike the jungler, focus on protecting your allies and zoning out enemies or securing a gank by utilizing your control skills. Don't stay in one spot unless absolutely necessary. As much as possible, provide vision and explore different areas of the map for your teammates. The build Nikki used for Kufra was this. Having warrior boots was a good choice considering that 3 of the enemies relied heavily on their basic attacks. Keep in mind that the more basic attacks the wearer of warrior boots receives, the higher the defense of this item becomes. He got Athena Shield obviously for Eve, while Twilight Armor and Dominance Eyes for yet again the 3 physical damage enemies. While I understand the enemies didn't rely too much on HP regen effects, however, Dominance Eyes is also useful in slowing the enemy's basic attack speed, while Twilight Armor not only blocks burst damage, it also lowers critical physical damage, and finally, immortality to become, well, immortal. For the emblem, he used Brave Smite. Brave Smite provides HP regeneration after crowd controlling enemies. This has a 10 seconds cooldown. It's a promising emblem talent, and in my opinion, it could really use a buff in order to be more useful than it already is. As for the battle spell, Nikki selected Flicker. This is good for positioning your skills, and after getting buffed, I believe Petrify is also a solid battle spell for Kufra due to the stun and slow effect it inflicts enemies, which greatly benefits all of Kufra's abilities. Don't be afraid to die for your allies. Remember that as tank supports, it is your duty to protect them at all costs. Of course, have common sense as well. If your ally's death is guaranteed, don't help him anymore. But if there's a chance for them to escape, even if you need to sacrifice yourself, do so. This is a good strategy. Remember that it's not only the tank support's job to secure the perimeter. Make the right decisions and keep the enemy's attention away from the Lord by clearing lanes as well. This will help the team in increasing the chances of taking the Lord successfully. Don't do the same mistake some players make, which is taking the Lord altogether without creating some form of disturbance nor decoy. In most cases, that's how the Lord gets stolen, or worse, gets stolen, then the entire team wiped out. that concludes our Mobile Legends featured gameplay for today. Leave your other tips and suggestions down below on the comment section. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe, everyone. Peace.